Hi, Nikki here from Purple Patch Fishing. Well, it's 2020 and the new tournament season is about upon us. Before we get started, could you please hit the button down there if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel? What I wanted to do was go through the rods that I've chosen to take into this season. I've been through my rods and I've actually made a couple of little purchases, and because the last rod just arrived and I'm so excited about it, I thought I would go through them with you. The first rod in my arsenal is a crab rod. I think everybody should have a crab rod in their arsenal. Now this rod is a Samurai Inflict. It's quite a whippy rod and it's ideal for getting that crab right in against the rocks. When you catch a bream and you load up your rod, those hooks are really little. So more often than not, you'll get them in the lip. So this rod is nice and bendy and soft, sort of soft but bendy. So when the rod loads up, you're not going to pull those hooks out of the fish's lip. So ideal for fishing with crabs. So the next two rods in my arsenal are my hard-bodied rods. I use Atomic Arrows Bream crank. Now I use these rods because they are still nice. There's a medium taper, so they're still got a bit of bendy. They're still bendy as such, and these are good for when you're using the treble hooks because you're less inclined to pull those hooks out of the fish's mouth when the rod's got a bit of give in it. And also these rods, you can use them I use them for two different applications with my hard bodies. Okay, so I'll use a fat 37 over the flats where you just, you cast out and you're just slow rolling that lure. And the other application that I use these hard body rods for is with a Twitch 50, which is a longer style profile lure, and I'll cast it into the bank and then and I could twitch. It's stiff enough to just twitch that lure along. So I carry two of these, and I might and run two different lures depending on where we are on the water. So the last two rods in my arsenal are my soft plastics rods. I absolutely love my soft plastics fishing. So I actually decided to spoil myself and get a custom rod made with Dusk rods. Now these rods are a little bit stiffer. You can run a stiffer rod when you're using soft plastics because you've only got the one hook. So you're less inclined to pull that hook once the fish gets caught. I use two of these. I actually spoilt myself and bought a second one, and which just arrived. So I'm very, very excited about getting these ready to go. So on one rod, I will use a grub style lure like this Hurricane Sub Grub. And on the other rod, I like to have a different profile, and I'll use a minnow style profile lure like this Sprat 65. I like to use the different profiles because I'll use one profile for a little while, say 15 minutes, and then I'll throw the other one for a while just to work out what the fish want to eat, basically. So that's the 5 rods that I'm going to run in my arsenal this coming tournament season. So the reels that I'm running on my rods, well, this is a Shimano Stratic CI4. I've been running these reels probably for 5 years at least. They are a fantastic light little reel. I keep them serviced. They are fantastic value for money. Okay, so really nice and smooth. I have spoilt myself though and got a couple of other reels that I'm running. This is a Daiwa Luvius. I've got 2 of these now, and I've even spoilt myself by upgrading a couple of colours on them. But they are beautiful and light and beautifully smooth. But just look after your reels. I'll just go through the line that I'm running on my reels at the moment. The braid that I'm running is a Berkeley X9. It's lovely and smooth because it has 9 strands. It's really strong, ties a fantastic, nice, smooth knot. I use 4 pound, which has got a breaking strain of about 14 pound. So I haven't had any issues with this, and it's going really well. Tied to that my leader. This is the Sunline FC Rock. I run 4 pound 90% of the time. Sometimes I'll go up, sometimes I'll go down, 3 pound. Just depends on the application, but 90% of the time I am running a 4 pound leader. Well, there you have it, my 5 rods that I'm taking into the series this year. I've got 1 crab rod, I've got 2 soft plastics rods and 2 hard-bodied rods. I won't necessarily take all 5 rods out in the boat with me. It just depends on pre-fish and what lures the fish are taking, really. Okay, I am hoping to do more videos on the tournament series this year. So if you've got any suggestions of topics, please pop them in the comments below. Okay, and also can you remember to like the video, and I will catch you next time on the water.